Hello everyone and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we are reliving our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019.
Today we woke up a little more well-rested because we actually downloaded a white noise app and that helped a ton and ended up being our best friend throughout the year.
Oh my goodness, that app was a lifesaver at certain resorts with certain rooms we had.
Yes.
Oh wow, it is unbelievable how much noise you hear sometimes when you're living in the resorts. Little things you don't really think about until you're there and going, yeah, this was probably not the greatest idea. But the white noise app saved us, so it was okay.
Yes, so we woke up well rested, and this was actually a pretty quiet morning for us because we actually had a lot of work to do. So we do own a marketing agency. I do the writing for it, and it was the beginning of the month, so Robert was doing reporting. He had a couple calls. But the fun thing about this is we actually got to work on the back patio. So we had this gorgeous view that we got to work from. And it was just so peaceful. Even having to work at Disney, it's still a great place to be.
Yeah, one of the great things about owning our own business, especially one that is an online-based business, is that it allowed us to work throughout the year while we lived in the resorts. And many, many days throughout the year, you're gonna hear the same thing, that we worked pretty much all day, which is gonna be from around 8 or 9 in the morning until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And that's gonna happen fairly often because that's how we paid for things as we went. So we just kept doing the work for our clients, small businesses, kind of medium-sized businesses, doing some marketing stuff for them. And that's kind of what kept us busy while we were there.
And about 4 or 5 o'clock, we were nice and hungry because we'd been working all day. So we actually headed over to Disney Springs and ate at Frontera Casino. Now, we had never eaten there before. It was right around sunset time. They put us on the back patio and we had the absolute prettiest, most peaceful view. And usually when you think of Disney Springs, you don't think of peaceful. It is not a peaceful place most of the time. It can be very loud and crowded. But it was so, so pretty. We had a gorgeous view. We got to watch the sunset. We were next to the water. Highly recommend if you're gonna eat there, ask for the back patio if it's a nice night. If it's raining, I wouldn't do that. And just a thought, just saying. And then, of course, if you're going around dinner time, if you can go around sunset, it's a beautiful time of the night. So we just had a really enjoyable evening, and the food was awesome.
Oh, the food was so good. I love good Mexican food. I mean, there's 2 levels of Mexican food, right? There's hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurant that's like in a strip mall, usually next to a Walmart or something. That's one level of Mexican food, and I love me some good, like, local hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurant food. But then there's like the fancy Mexican restaurant type food, and that I think is probably my favorite location on Disney property for fancy Mexican food. I really like La Hacienda, whatever it's called, in Epcot, the one that's outside by the lake, not the one inside the temple. But I think Frontera beats it out for me. I really, really enjoyed everything I had there, and it's on my list of places. If I'm looking at Disney Springs, it's always on the list where I'm like, maybe we should go back there because it always sounds good because the food was just so great.
And this was a place that we both enjoyed. This was not like, oh, this is one of my favorites, but he didn't like it as much. We both just kept talking about our food. It was so good. And after dinner, it was a really quiet night. So we just walked around. We went and saw the Christmas tree trail, which I don't think I had ever seen before.
Yeah, I know I hadn't. I think it was both of our first time seeing it.
Which is crazy.
And we just hadn't come at Christmas time recently, and it just was one of those things that we just happened to miss. And they hadn't taken it down yet, so we got to walk through the whole Christmas tree trail. We got to see all the themed Christmas trees and my favorite actually, I love the trees. They're really cool. But I loved all of the advertisements throughout the Christmas tree trail. They have many different posters all throughout the entire Christmas tree trail that are for businesses that are very much different Disney nods to different attractions or movies, things like that. It's not actually ads for the stores at Disney Springs like you would kind of expect. It's more just kind of fun that the Imagineers had creating those different posters. So I really enjoyed the Christmas tree trail. Kind of sad they didn't get to have it in 2020. But I am looking forward to coming back because they just do such a great job on those themed trees. It's amazing.
That was actually the year we fell in love with it, and of course made sure we were there the next year because it was so amazing. The details, we just loved it. And then we walked around, we got to see some live music. It was just a peaceful night. It was a perfect way to end the night, especially after we had been working all day. It was just nice to be together and hang out and be at Disney.
And we knew that the next day was going to be a little bit crazier because this was going to be our official first day changing rooms to a different Disney resort. And we didn't know how that was going to go because the first room we checked into was Old Key West, and we didn't know how the whole transferring luggage and all that was going to work. So we knew we had that adventure coming the next day. We wanted to kind of just relax and have a nice chill evening before we got into that.
So we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.